Hey, what's going on, y'all? This Jovi, aka Big Jovi Cut. And this is my first YouTube video, and so it's my first one. So just bear with me a little bit on my editing and my lighting and all that. I'm gonna get that right in a minute, but make sure you like, subscribe to my page, and help me with some nice little feedback to help me figure it out. But right here I got a client. He don't speak much English at all, so you won't see me really talking to him. But he want a high skin fade. He want to pretty much leave the top. I'm just gonna breeze through it and see how it go. And so right now I'm just creating my first guideline, and I'm cleaning off the bottom, cleaning off the excess, and cleaning off around his ears. Make sure I get all the extra little hair just to make it clean scape as possible, especially at the bottom. Go around his whole head, do all that old good stuff. He kept leaning his head to the side, which was really annoying, but I straightened him out a couple times. He pretty much got the point after that. And while I just really just wanted to just show this is my first real tutorial video. I just wanted to see how it go, man. See if I can do it. And I'm gonna master it at some point. But this is his first time coming to me. So I'm kind of real meticulous to make sure that I clean up a lot because I want to make an impression. As a barber, you really want to make your first cut your best cut, and every cut after that should be the best cut at. Pretty much after that, you should be able to progress with your clients, learn their hair, learn the texture, learn the transitions, learn how their hair turn, all the little spots and all that, how the thickness, the thinness of their hair, and just try to make sure that you give them a good quality service on that first one to lock them on in. And every time after that, you should get better with their hair, and they should get better with your service. Because you basically you training each other. Your hair is training you how to cut. Their hair is training you how to cut, and you're training them to the kind of client that you prefer them to be. Like some people prefer their clients, they'll let them be on the tablets, be on their phones, and all that. Me, I want your head up, straight, and so I can have a clean surface. I ain't gotta worry about cutting in no angles, which I will bend, and I'll work with you, but it's not a problem. So I got the boat removed, hitting it with the shaver. Just go ahead, because I know with straight hair, what I've learned is if you cut the hair, if you especially if they want a skin fade or a taper, go ahead and hit that bottom part with the shaver. That's a 1.5 guard. I got it all the way open, and it kind of just to remove just a little bit of extra bulk, and to make sure go move into my next transition area. I skipped over the zero, the half, and the one to go ahead and make the it'll make it a little bit easier to blend. I take the long blend, but with this one, I'm gonna try to speed it up a little bit. Of course, when you are creating your guidelines, you still want to flick up and out, just as the same as if you are blending, because it is a blending technique. So you want to flick up and out to reduce a hard line on the next level that you go up. You're going to make a line, but you don't want to make you want to make the softest line as possible so that the transition is smoother to get to. Now I have the two on, and I opened the two all the way up. I went ahead and went on to the two, and I opened it all the way up. And this way, you can go ahead and get up to close to the crown and where the head curves. So right now, I'm still on the side of his head. I have not dipped into the main part of his hair, which is the big part, and I don't really want to go into that. So I know I'm blocking the camera a little bit. Bear with me. But just these strokes, I'm going up. I'm pretty much going up. I'm going to go up and out, but I want to go up and get it before it turns into the crown of his head. And I'm really what I want to do with this area. I'm going to make this is the darkest part of my fade. I don't want to go pretty. I don't want to go too much lighter than this. I am going to go a little light to blend it into it, but this is going to be the highest point of my fade that I'm going to fade into. After I'm done with this area, every area after that is going to be shears. I'm pretty much use shears or some most likely thinnest shears because he doesn't really have super thick hair, but it is thick enough to where if I use the thinnest shears, I can take some of the bulk off, and I don't really have to blend with the clippers anymore after that. After I get past this point, his hair pretty much lays in place. Straight hair to me straight haircut is way easier than kinky coily hair. So I mean, I once I learned this, then it's pretty much took the cake for me. Like I prefer to cut any type of hair, but my ideal preference is to cut straight hair because it lays right in place. They don't really want a lot of blending. They just want a one, two, three, and get on up out of there. So I go ahead and just give them what they want, and I try to keep it to where I have some room to blend with the shears because that's a real difference maker. A lot of barbers nowadays they don't be worried about the clipper and comb. They don't be worried about the shears. They just want to cut them and get them up out of there. But this is a real game changer. So I open up the tool is all the way open up right here at this point. I'm just blending, just playing back and forth with the open and closed in half. Just go ahead and try to get it to where it's set up so I can blend the bottom. Next, I went ahead and put the one on and I opened it all the way up. Going into that one and a half, I'm making sure that I keep a real close eye on my zones that I already started fading in so I don't go too high and push it higher. I might create another line, which I do create lines a lot, but you gotta remember where you put that line in and remember where to get it out. Always do that. Whenever you put whatever you put the line in, that's what you take it out with. So always remember what zone that you put that guard in and you put the clippers on head. And right now, still, I'm just playing back and forth. I go open, close, half. Really can't see how I'm blending on this, but I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna give you the guards and let you know, and then, but you just play with it. Just go back and forth, open, close, half, and it'll come through. So I took the guard off. I'm with open guard, no open guard, no blade, no guard blade on it, and I'm just go ahead and create my bottom transition area. And I'm flicking up and out because of course I am making a line, but I want to make it as faint as possible so that it'd be easier to get out. And I am gonna go all the way around the head, but I just want to show y'all this one side to basically give you the idea of how I fade. Everybody has their own type of arsenal. They have their own type of tips and tricks that they want to do. But since this is my first one, I just wanted to go ahead and just really just figure out the process and figure out my process. It's helping me figure out my process as I go. So I put the one and a half on. Your one and a half guard is your most essential guard if you really want to get a nice blurry blend, a nice Instagram blend, something that people really gonna take notice. That gets all the little small little hairs out. And you can notice it's slowly blending out. That one and a half guard is real clutch. Always keep you one of those in there. And yeah, it looks like I'm raising it up. I'm raising it up on purpose because that's what I keep. I remember that he wanted a high fade, so I'm going a little bit higher with the fade. And the rest of that, is take the guard off and blend that bottom line out. But right now, I'm just going ahead and working on my transition from that half to the one. It's skipping the zero, but hey man, I know how to do this, so we're gonna rock it on out. What I like to do also, I take my fade over more than half of the body of the fade. Like I go more than halfway around the head, so that way, if I do, I like to fade from side to side, and then I blend the middle at the end. So I go all the way around, and I get the fade set up, and then I clean it up at the bottom. As you can see, I'm putting his hair taut. I'm putting his skin taut, which is tight, and I'm trying to put it because that helps me just get them little small little hairs out the way, and it also reduces me going into my fade areas for the next transition. So I sometimes I pull it kind of tight, pull the skin to let you just so I can make sure I clean that bottom line and I'm not going into it. But it also gives it a nice smooth transition to where you really can't miss your fade. You make the hair stand up, and you just go right into it and work on your blend. The fade is pretty much done. So what I'm gonna do is we'll go ahead and clean this up, do a little bit more cleanup, and I'm gonna do the clipper over comb. The clipper over comb is to go ahead and help me transition to my shears. I don't show the shear work on this video, but I will in the next upcoming videos. Again, if you don't mind, make sure you like and subscribe to my videos. Give me a little feedback, positive feedback, of course. That way I can figure out how to do this YouTube thing and make it work for me. Clipper over comb came to me pretty naturally, man. You start so at the bottom of where the comb is, at the bottom of the comb, that's the bottom of the teeth. You want to have that part closer to the head, and you want to lift it out to the length that you want. You want to turn the comb out to the length that you want, and just gradual. It's a gradual transition. You don't want to cut a lot of hair with the clipper over comb. This is just really just. It's kind of like the half guard. You just want to just barely clip what you want and move on to the next thing. Right there, I'm blending out my bottom line, just double checking. I do a lot of that. If you'll notice throughout the time that I cut, I want to make sure it's smooth, clean. I go down to the neckline. I pull the neck strip down and go down a little bit further just to make sure I cut the ear hair, the neck hair, all that in between, just to make sure that it's really not a hair missing out of place by the time I get done.